this month, we are very pleased to receive Delia Nita from the Center for Legal Resources from Romania. She is Anti-discrimination Programme Manager, and she's been very active in the framework of the UPR of Romania, which was held this week on Tuesday, 22nd of 2013, 22nd February 2013. Delia, thank you for accepting to do this little interview. Can you please present yourself and the organization you work for, and then we'll go into the work you've done.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the help that you've provided my organization with, and all the UPR process for the involvement of NGOs. So thank you first of all for that. It was very helpful. And so, as you said, I come from an organization called the Center for Legal Resources. This is a watchdog organization from Romania. It works on various areas. Two of them are the main ones, let's say, which is the reform of the judiciary and the human rights. And my program is part of the human rights department. I manage the anti-discrimination part, and I have another colleague who monitors the rights of persons with mental disabilities in closed institutions.
And please explain your engagement so far in the process. You've been submitting a report to the UN, and you came to Geneva in November for the pre-session we organized. So explain this a little bit, please.
Yeah, so first of all, we followed the process. We followed what the UPR offers to NGOs. We did a submission. And afterwards, a submission on issues that were of interest to us. Afterwards, we participated in the pre-session, which you again organized, which was an occasion for us to interact with delegations and have a statement there. And there we had a statement where we elaborated on the issues that we first submitted, but also added other issues because it was yet another opportunity to interact and to pass on information. So this was the pre-session that we also participated in, and we thought it was very useful.
And then you came to Geneva this week. And so what's the point of coming to Geneva for the review? Because you did lobbying beforehand, so do you still do last-minute lobbying with certain delegations? What has been your engagement over the week in Geneva?
Well, in general, the engagement is to pass on information on what we do, to work on the issues that are of interest to all of us. And since the UPR is a human rights process, we work in human rights, so we felt it was important to use every occasion we have to pass on the information that we have from the ground, from our monitoring work, and to also engage with the delegations in this process for solving the issues that we all work for. So yes, this is why we came. We came to see what was happening, like how the process works. I haven't been here before, so to see how the whole UPR process works, how the state presents the report, and then the kinds of questions it gets, the kind of recommendations that are being made, and how it all works. And of course it was an occasion to meet the delegations in person. I think that's very important, and to, as I said again, pass information on the issues that are of concern to us.
And the report of Romania was adopted today, on Friday, 25 of January. Were you happy with the recommendations that were made? Did you feel that the lobbying you did was effective in terms of getting recommendations made to Romania included in the report?
Well, the issues that we work on were very important and were high up on the agenda. Like, for example, they had to do with Roma rights.
Yeah.
So I think the overwhelming majority of recommendations had to do with Roma rights. So from this point of view, it's a good thing. Of course, there's always room for improvement, and you'd like them to be more accurate, or not necessarily accurate, but you'd like them to be more precise, more as detailed as possible. So certain recommendations are more precise, and we're happy with those. Others are just general recommendations, so we're not happy with those. Now we'll see how many recommendations the state accepts. We hope they accept them all.
Because they haven't provided any response yet. They will wait for June, so you will do some lobbying back home when you go back.
I'm not sure what the follow-up is going to be. We are definitely going to inform on what we've done here and communicating. That's what we mainly do. We communicate on the process, we inform on the process, we raise awareness, we draw signals and condemn improper behavior when we think it happens, we can then, of course, breaches of human rights. So we will just continue to inform on what has happened here and what the outcome has been. And hopefully they will be accepted. The previous UPR, I think Romania accepted most of the recommendations. So we hope this will be the case again.
Probably, yes. And you've done something very specific. So after the review, you came back to the delegations in Geneva to provide them information, to thank them for raising your issues. How did you really follow up with the permanent missions here?
Well, yes. Well, you, as you've told us, you follow up on extranet. You see immediately what the extranet is a tool offered by the system, where you see uploaded the statements that the states have made. Well, once you're there, you can also jot down, but you can also follow them up afterwards and see which state has made which recommendation. So you just go to them, and it's yet another occasion to interact with them, to talk about the issues that they have raised, and to provide further information on those issues, information which you have and which is, let's just say, sometimes your version of what the issues look like in the information that they have received. And
this also can prepare maybe the follow-up, so you can stay in touch with them, maybe to provide them information on the implementation, to keep them updated with what's
afterwards,
happening in Romania.
Afterwards, once you've made the contacts, you can, of course, follow up and keep sending info or anything that you do on the follow-up. And since the UPR is a general human rights process, a lot of what we do on human rights obviously fits under the UPR as well. So you combine what you do with the UPR and your work with specific recommendations that have shown up in the UPR, and knowing which state has made them. I guess you can follow up and say this has happened. And at midterm, during the following cycle, you can also provide updates and so on and so forth, and just do your part of the job.
And what do you think of your engagement in Geneva overall? You're happy with the way it went? And
Yes, I'm happy with it. I think it's very useful, and I think NGOs should use the process more. I think it's a way of raising awareness as to what the problems in your country are, and engaging with let's just say the international community. But it is important because unless NGOs raise these issues, I think many times states do not necessarily have the information to make good recommendations and to raise the issues themselves. So many times it's just perhaps one NGO in a country working on a very serious issue, and they're the only ones who have the information. Unless they raise it at this level as well, states will most probably not find out about it. And once it is raised at this level, I think it makes a big difference, and you can afterwards use the recommendations to work with your state on solving that issue.
Great, well, thank you very much again for your time and for those advice to NGOs. Hopefully more NGOs will be engaged in the process.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see you in June for the adoption if you ever come back.
Yeah, thank you.